Oops, forgot to put the lights on. Right, I'm actually streaming this live. Hence the ridiculous cans. Make the camera a bit bigger. I prefer streaming with the AirPods in, but I can't be arsed going downstairs. Right. Learning React on Scrimba. I'll just let me change the... I just don't like about this. It's a bit nearer. This MELON platform. You don't have instant access to your overlays. So I'm winging this, can't you? Not even got the... That's the one. That's the boy. Project setup. Navbar. Now, yesterday I set up the... No, I've done the navbar, haven't I? I did the Figma file and the navbar. I actually coded them. Pardon me, that's actually the wrong one. That's it. So I'm going to be coding the project setup hero component in this vid. So I suppose I'd best share the screen. Which is a Chrome tab. That's the one. All right, let's shift me over there. Get cracking. Right, this is the AirBandB clone in React. Learn React free on Scrimba, lesson 3. Take it away, Bob.
The next part of this review is for us to now build our...
Don't take it away, Bob. The audio is coming through the monitor. Rodecaster Pro. There we go.
Hero component. That includes the photo grid, this H1, and this paragraph. To make things easy for the photo grid, I exported all of these photos as a single PNG, so you don't have to worry about laying out these images in a really cool way like this. Just as before, you can click this screenshot to go to the Figma design file for the specifics. The font being used is that Poppins font that we're pulling in through Google Fonts, so you can set the font family to Poppins. From a design perspective, you might also notice that this image grid is centered in its container, whereas the text is left aligned, although obviously there's this padding here. So your challenge is to build the hero component, pause the screencast, and work on this challenge.
Now, if Bob had have done as John did, and created a CSS variable to hold the padding, he could have used that again, but he didn't. Scrimba should employ me for doing these videos. Anyway, let's have a look at this. Code. That. Literally wasn't concentrating on what he was saying. Live. This is live, actually. I'm putting this on my YouTube channel. 0 people watching. You Philistines. God loves a trier, so I shall crack on. How do we get that off? Right. Did he say that's one big image? So what? Photo grid, yeah, he did. Right, what do we need? So he's got his navbar component in there, the component file. Let's create a new one then. In components. Is that selected? Who knows? Hero. Yes. Where the frig is it? It's there. Okay. Next. Right, we've got our component. So we need importing everything. So let's copy that. That's the hero. That enables you to use JSX. The next thing we need is again just to copy all that. I'll type it. Get a bit more than it. Export default. Call it this function. Hero, I guess. Turn something. Go to section. Section is the parent. Previous vids. Devices. What's it moaning about here? On. Oh. What? Ah. No, I should have done that anyway, but that's not. What is it complaining about there? Export default. I've not put a function name. No. And that's all looking good. So this class name, isn't it? In JSX. Maybe what have I not done? Right. Yeah. Let's piggyback on that just to see what we're playing with here. Oh. Is it showing? Not showing nothing. Not being imported by app.js, is it? No. I'll type it again. Full memory. So import the component, which is navbar. No, it isn't. Ooh, hero. Slash hero. And we want to call said component right here. A digweed on for the dads. Love a bit of a digweed, me. There we go. Might get a strike on YouTube for playing this, but whatever. I'll do what I want. Oh, what happened then? I was just having it to. Oh, that song is right. It's a bit loud now, isn't it? I'm not sure you can actually hear this music. I can hear it. I'm going to go back to this video on 8 minutes and see if it's been picked up in the recording. Right, anyway. Ridiculous long-winded digression. Test has worked. So the component's working. Next up, let's get this photo grid in there. So, up again. Right, so the whole thing is a section. So that's going to be an image, which we'll need to center. But we only want that left aligned. So I guess this should be in a div. I can center it in the div. That can just be a H1. That can just be a paragraph. Yeah. Reet. Still got 0 viewers. Might be shit houses. This is riveting. So I need to go down one, I guess. What have I not done? Not close to Dave. There we have it. Give this a class so I can target it. 10. I think on the last video again, I was moaning about the lack of SAS support in these scrims. Something on the Discord community, and I got an answer of how to do it, so I might do it in a minute. Or not. So, an image. Don't go longer or wider width of your parent. Instead, I'm not doing that. Look at me going to HTML again. It's just a force of habit. Web developer from the old school. Brain, come on. What time is it? It's 25 past 11. I had a really bad night's sleep. Oh, God. My mind's just gone. Where was I? What was I doing? What year is it? Right, why is that not working? That was it, right. Let's look at the path there. Ah, that's why. I didn't give it a... I think this is going to take a while for me to get out of these. It'll work now. No, it won't. Been wrong. Why is it not targeting that? That's why. I'm targeting the div with that. There we go. Coolio, that's worked. Right, so just very quickly, I'm going to look at this. The video on Scrimba to set up SNAS and Scrimba editor. Shall we do it? Yeah. Slight tangent, but worth doing. Someone's done a video.
Hey there, welcome to this screencast on using Sass and CSS on Scrimba. So here we have a basic HTML page set up, and we have an index.css file, but we're going to delete that one. We are not going to use it. And we're going to create new styles. And in here, we're going to add two variables. And we're going to apply those two variables to the body. And if we hit save, nothing is going to happen. We have to use this style. And the way we can use it is just write styles and CSS. And remember the suffix .css, and then it shows up. So that's how you use SCSS on Scrimba. We can also import things in SCSS. So let's create a new file here just to keep things simple. I'm just going to say body, font.
What the hell was that he did? What on earth was that? Styles SCSS, CSS. Right, whatever. Let's grab that then. See if it works. That is non-standard. So that's just goosed everything. Did I copy that right? So that's where you were expecting just to have some sort of little dependency added with SAS support or grunt or something. Oh well. I shall soldier on. First world problems. Right, so want some padding around that image grid. So what are we thinking? 20 at the top and bottom, 30, 40 at the left. Try that. That's coming together. What we got next? Online experiences. What have I done wrong there? Time, isn't it? Is that picking up the font? Oh, who cares? I don't think it is it? Oh well. Oh, what's in this text? Join unique activities. I've just gone off screen to grab the text from the scrim. I'm just going to check this. Just nicking all the font properties from the Figma file, just to make sure it's right. Back to Figma we go. Copy, 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 copy. Better. This music's weird. I'm actually streaming this on. I've just created a Twitch account, whatever Twitch is, games or something. It's the Poppins font. It's quite nice actually. I like that font. Note to self: use it on other websites. Right, I'm just going to get the copy. Quite funny on these Figma files. If you give access to one of these shared Figma files, you can see loads of people interacting on it on the main one, little arrows with names going on it. Join the fun. Right, let's go copying. When I slouch down, you can't see me. That's not a terrible event. Right, what's next? Hang on a minute. Why has that got red round it? I don't get that. Is that by design? Surely not. Right, let's get this last bit on then. Photo grid. Again, let's put it in a div. You need this if you ever want to send to images or send to any element. Parent. Centered against. Call this. No, grid image. Grid PNG. Oh no. Why is it getting all those? Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, what am I about? Oh gosh. Well. Do you want us to code all these as well? I can't be arsed. I'm too tired. Let's just see how he does it.
I'll work backwards this time. I'm going to duplicate my navbar line that I'm importing and change this to hero, even though this component doesn't exist yet. We'll do the same down here and render a hero. I'm not going to hit save because that's going to cause this to crash. Instead, let's go ahead and create our hero.js file. We will import React from React and export default a hero component. And first, let's get our bare element set up. I'm going to return, maybe we'll call this a section element since it's a section of our page. And we can see we have an image element, an H1 element, and a paragraph element. So I'll include those now.
Let's see what this red thing is.
I'll go ahead and just paste in the text of these from the design file. Let's add our image source, and that'll be from /images/photo-grid.png. And just like our logo, this is probably going to be a little too big for us. Yep. If I scroll down though, I can see some of this stuff popping up here. That's good. It's a good start. I'm going to set us up for some success with the CSS just by giving us some class names. Let's give the image a class name of maybe hero-photo. We'll do the H1 is a class name of, say, hero-header. And we'll do the same for the paragraph. Let's call it hero-text. I'll hit save, and then we'll go over to our styles so we can style some of these up. One thing that I've liked doing in the past is if I'm going to have a section that represents an entire section of my page, I just will style the entire section element or the section element directly and give it something like a padding of 20 pixels. That way, if in the future I want to use sections as, well, sections of my web page, it will automatically have the padding applied. Similar to what we did with our navbar, I think I want to make this section a display flex, but I'll have it be in a column direction. That'll make it really easy for me to center this photo grid, but keep these left aligned. I don't want to do that on all of my sections, however, so I think I'll go back to my hero and I'll give this section a class name of hero. And that way it's acting kind of like the hero container. And let's style our hero to be display flex with a flex direction of column. I have to hit save over here so that applies. Okay, that's already looking a lot better. I'm going to make this just a little bit bigger so we can see how it compares. One thing I noticed when I resized that is my image is growing probably infinitely to fit this container. Because I'm working in a fairly small space, I'm really only designing for mobile right now. But I think what I want to do is give my hero photo something like a max width of, it looks like in the design it's around 400 pixels. And we can see doing that is making it align to the left side there. So let's give this the flex item property of align self to the center. Okay, well, the only other thing I notice when I'm looking at the design is that my H1 and my paragraph are spread a little ways apart. Oh, and they're not the correct font family quite yet. So let's actually give the entire body a font family of Poppins, and we'll give it a backup of sans serif. And let's see. Oh, whoops, not popping, Poppins. Okay, and yeah, that's making a difference. Awesome. And then I'll come back down and I'm going to simply style my hero header. And let's specify a bottom margin. So margin bottom of, it looks like it's about 16 pixels in the design. And I think my paragraph might have some margin that's automatically applied. I'm just going to style my hero text to have a margin top of 0. Okay, those are sitting a little closer together, a lot like the design. Okay, I know that was a little bit lengthy to work on mostly CSS here, but like I said, I really think it's important to be synthesizing some of the past things that you've learned before they, you could say, atrophy or get stale and you just forget them. Especially as a front-end developer, there's almost no way to completely escape CSS if you hate it, and hopefully if you love it, then you really enjoy these reviews. So with this top half out of the way, now for the rest of this section, we'll be learning what we need to know in order to handle the bottom part of this app. So that's what we'll start doing in the next lesson.
Okay, that explains the red line. That's the next bit, and it also explains what we're going to be doing next, which is that bottom bit. That was the hero. But I do agree with Bob that although a lot of that was heavy CSS based, I think me full screen. I think it is handy just to do these little CSS pieces in this lesson, because it gets you just used to writing class name instead of class. It gets you used to working in the JSX file instead of HTML. So it's all good, Bob. It's all good. Right, that's me done for the day. That's my React learning done for the day. What have we got up next? Let's look at my curriculum. Project card component, which was those 3 boxes below, which will be coming to you on this amazingly riveting and interesting channel tomorrow. I'm going to click